Hi there! In today's video, I am going to be talking about the moss stitch, and this is a sample worked up flat, but I'm going to show you not only how to work this stitch flat, but also in the round so that you can use it for amigurumi. First, let's go over how to work this stitch flat. You start with a slip knot, and then you need to chain an even number of chains. So I'm going to do 16. You don't have to worry about multiples with this particular stitch, so you can just chain any even number that you like. And now that I've got my chain of 16, I'm going to start by working into the second chain from the hook. That first chain doesn't count, and we're going to just single crochet in each chain all the way across. So you'll end up with an odd number of stitches at the end, and in this case mine will be 15. And once you finish that, we're going to chain one and turn. We're going to single crochet in that first stitch. That chain one does not count. Then we're going to chain one, skip a stitch, and then single crochet into the next. And we'll repeat that all the way across. So chain one, skip a stitch, single crochet into the next, chain one, skip a stitch, single crochet into the next. And once you get to the end, you should chain one and then single crochet into that very last stitch. Chain one and turn. Now for this next row, we're going to single crochet in the first stitch. Then we're going to be working into these chain spaces. So single crochet into that first chain space, chain one. We're going to skip the single crochet and work directly into the next chain space. Then repeat that all the way across. Chain one, skip that single crochet, and then single crochet into the next chain space. Once you get toward the end of this row, you'll single crochet in the last chain space, and then single crochet into the very last stitch. We're going to chain one and turn. We're going to single crochet into that very first stitch, then chain one. We're going to skip over that single crochet that is directly next to it and work into the next chain space. Then we'll repeat that again all the way across. Chain one, single crochet into the next chain space, chain one, single crochet into the next chain space. The beautiful texture of this stitch really comes together after you work a couple of rows. I just love how it looks a little bit woven and just different from regular single crochet. So let's talk about how to create this same texture using the moss stitch, but in the round for amigurumi. So I have a little sample started up here. Ignore the stitch markers, it's for something that I am working on. But I am going to frog back a little bit so I can show you how to set up the row for the stitch and then work the repeat. Just like when we worked flat, when you're working in the round, you still need to have an odd number of stitches in order for this repeat to work. So for the setup round, we're going to single crochet, chain one, skip the next stitch, then single crochet into the next, and just repeat that all the way around. So chain one, skip a stitch, single crochet into the next. I have a total of 61 stitches in this little sample that I'm working on right now. So I will continue this repeat and I'll meet you back at the end. As you come to the end of the row, again, you're going to single crochet in that very last stitch. It's definitely important to start and end with a single crochet next to each other, because as we continue into the next row, this time, instead of single crocheting first, we're going to chain one and skip that first stitch and work directly into the next chain space. Now don't forget to put your stitch marker back and make sure you put it in the actual chain, because that is the start of the row. Then you'll just repeat all the way across. Chain one, skip the single crochet, single crochet directly into the next chain space over and over again until you get all the way around. And it is important to know that you will end this row with a chain 1, and that last stitch will be kind of left alone, but we'll skip over it when we start the next row. This is what you should have after finishing the second row of that repeat. And then it's just a matter of repeating those 2 rows over and over again. Now, some things to mention when you're using this for amigurumi, there are a couple points you need to be aware of. The first is that this is really good for straight, like single crochet around rows, because you're not going to be altering the shape with increases and decreases. If you do have something with lots of shaping, I would not recommend using this stitch with it. The other thing is that because we are chaining 1 and leaving gaps, there will be gaps in your stitches, which means you could have stuffing coming through. However, it depends on if you stuff really firmly or not, or what the project is for. And lastly, this creates a tighter fabric, especially if you chain tightly as you're working. So it can affect the overall size of what you're working on. So you may need to work on either chaining loosely or maybe going up a hook size. Just things to keep in mind. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to follow along with the written version, that blog post is linked in the description box below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to do all the YouTubey things and like it and subscribe to my channel so you never miss another video. I hope you have a wonderful day and are inspired to try the moss stitch in new and unique ways. I'll see y'all next time. Have a great day. Bye.